So one thing I've been seeing going around a little bit is simply down to the fact that Forza Horizon 1 is basically the GOAT of the entire series. And you know what? I gotta admit, I feel like this game really is better than a lot of the games in the entire series in different aspects. But you know what? I have to say this as well. None of the other Forza games are honestly terrible, man. I'm going to say, I don't think any of the Forza games are terrible. Now, is there some questionable design decisions in some of them? 100%. Like, there are some things about Forza Horizon 5 I would obviously change when playing Forza Horizon 1. That is probably one of the biggest things there, but you know what, though? It is kind of crazy to me, though, because people still call this game the GOAT, which, honestly, after playing it, I really do feel like it really does fit it insanely well. The thing is, though, it kind of makes me really wonder exactly why this game was the GOAT, though. Like, what really made Forza Horizon 1 the GOAT, so to speak? Like, why do so many people call it that, or why is this game so highly spoken of compared to most of the other Forza games, and so many players want things to kind of go back to how this game was? And to be honest, I feel like this has come down to multiple different things. For one, guys, a little thing I thought about here is simply down to the overall vision that FH1 had to, whether that was the entire atmosphere design of the festival, making the game feel super real, or kind of setting the tone of the entire design, or a clear identity of what they were truly aiming for, that you could maybe say in something like Forza Horizon 5 just wasn't truly there as much as this game, or, you know, the entire tone of, oh, I'm in a festival type of thing wasn't maybe as strong as it was in this game, which I do feel like a lot of players are like, nope, this game definitely did it better. And the thing is, though, that's probably not down to just one singular thing, right? It's most likely down to all kinds of different design aspects they chose to do in Forza Horizon 1 that most likely really set this game apart. For example, the entire climbing through the ranks and starting from nothing, getting each wristband, unlocking more events, that way you could go unlock better cars, and, you know, have a sense of, again, purpose or progression in this game where we can all agree that the newer Forza games, guys, well, to be real, at least you could say, I could say this in 4 and 5. Honestly, 3 did pretty dang well in the overall progression standpoint, I would say that. And so did 2 for the most part. But this game really had the best overall structure, I would say that. A lot of players have also kind of discussed that they like the way this game was designed compared to those. But the thing is, in something like Forza Horizon 5, let's say for example, is you really don't have the overall structure design there that players probably wanted. And y'all know what's funny about that is this is probably something I've been seeing pop up everywhere, as a lot of players say something along the lines of go back to Forza Horizon 1 or go back to that design. This is why this game is still talked about and all that, because it was legit that good that really set this game apart from everything. And this is also something I wanted to bring in with Forza Horizon 6, is obviously that game is around the corner. And I finally think, guys, they actually went back in time a little bit and went, okay, well, everyone loved this about Forza Horizon 1. This was goated. This is the design everyone loved. They love this about it. Let's go try to pursue that again and put this in the new game because everybody loved it that much. For example, the wristband thing, feeling like races actually matter. When you are in the story in this game, guys, and going through every single event, it feels like you really need to do them, and it feels like you have a sense of direction when you are doing it, right? And this is something that really hit me on my journey through Forza Horizon 1, as I was kind of thinking about a lot of this, guys, the entire time I was playing it, because I ended up playing 2, 3, 4, I was also on 5 before all of this, and then going back to this game and seeing the overall, like, everything, honestly, about it, I'm just like, wow, so this is where this series started, man. This is really how everything set the tone for what we have now, and I can see a lot of great aspects, do not get me wrong there, but we can also tell that some things really probably should go back to how this game was overall designed, I think, with really giving players a huge purpose in racing, which, as I did say before, this is why I really think, guys, FH6 might end up giving players that Forza Horizon 1 feeling again. Now, before you jump at me, hear me out here. This is something I thought about, bro. Everybody's been wanting the entire progression wristband design, but a system where players will feel like they actually have to earn things. They can't go race a Lamborghini in 10 minutes. I will admit that is honestly a bit ridiculous. It probably does mess up your overall perspective on what you even want to do in that game, whereas if you started in something, you know, slower, it would probably give you the eagerness to go jump in and really try to get better cars and do better and, you know, jump in there and all that stuff and aka progress. But the thing is, though, having the wristbands, being able to use slower vehicles, going through, getting higher level cars throughout that, and later on, you can then race hypercars. But the thing is, if you unlock those hypercars or special cars earlier, you could still go race around and do different things in those. You just can't progress through the story itself, which I do think is a good direction in design there. I think that's something players are, have really been looking for. Because to be real, guys, playing this game and looking at comments and different things on, this could be X, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, whatever you want to call it, everybody seems to say the same thing about progression not being a thing. And you know what? This game really did show all the way back in 2012. That's not a super hard design to do. It's something that players really want. And implementing this correctly, even a hybrid system of it, could greatly make things even better. And that's also the reason why FH1 is the GOAT, man. Because guess what? They're going back to that, realizing what players wanted almost 14 years ago. That should tell you all really where we're at right now with a lot of these games, because we can all really know that at this point, a lot of them lack progression. They lack an overall sense of direction. Honestly, a lot of the games don't even do content correctly anymore, bro. I'm even going to throw that out there. The entire live service thing with these racing games and games in general, that is a whole nother issue that I can't really stand. I really do think that needs an update thing there, or something's got to change. I give credit where it is due with the entire Forza series, as they kind of focused on yes, the game is still live service, but they do have the DLC model there, which is something I really wish I could do, because every single game had amazing DLCs by the looks of it that really did add a ton of content and different things. But that kind of got a little off topic. But that can also be the entire identity thing in a lot of the games, right? That a lot of players look back to the older games on why the new ones don't tend to do that stuff. I mean, it probably makes a lot of players think and all that, guys. I've been noticing a lot of the old Forza Horizon 1 videos doing way better than I expected them to do. I think that's along the lines of this game just having such an amazing player base back then, that this game really did things that other games did not do then. And you know what? That overall design philosophy and the vibe, the festival feeling of you feeling like you belong in that map, and then the map just kind of tying into it with the design of it, with the roads, the overall coloring of it, the cars you get to drive, cockpit view, sense of speed. And to me, though, when going back and thinking about all of this, seeing the comments everywhere, it kind of goes to show what a lot of players really do want. And y'all know what's kind of hilarious to me? Imagine if developers really listened to players fully on everything that they want. Imagine how great their game would actually be, and how good it would do on top of that. Isn't that kind of wild? I feel like in sometimes they're just adding things for some weird reason, or just, not really listening to what players truly do want in there. Well, because if you really add everything the players want, not saying they could add every single thing, but a majority of that stuff would probably make players come back and really play it, again, setting that game's identity apart, because it's really trying to set the tone of what it's truly trying to be, which in Forza's case is a festival racer. So I gotta admit, guys, playing through FH1, 2, 3, 4, and also 5, I gotta say it, FH1 for me is definitely goated. I'm not going to say the other games aren't, because to be honest, I enjoyed every single game in their own aspect. But I could really see why FH1 was truly considered the GOAT out of the entire series with everything this game did. And it shows you that a lot of players still want this even in today's modern games, which funnily enough, I really do feel like FH6 is actually hitting some of these marks, guys, and I am super excited to jump in and see how they did end up structuring this to really make it not, they don't have to copy FH1, but just see why players really liked it. And I really do think that's what they probably did with the entire wristband design, but also having the entire free play or online play thing there, where you can just free roam and do different things, but having the structure there that a lot of players just seem to miss, that most games nowadays also seem to miss.